Hello everybody, welcome back to Greg Tech New Horizons. Now, for today's episode, I am going to be getting... So first of all, we want to get Kanthal to actually upgrade our EBF. I want to get it up to Kanthal, and then if we look at Chrome, there's a whole bunch of alloys that we can make with it. So like, you know, if we come down, we can see we can make all of this stuff. I want to make a stack of each of these. Particularly the vanadium steel, I think I'll make a little extra of. I want to use probably half a stack of chrome per. So let's see how much chrome we have. 26 each. And then this one can just be vanadium steel. Or I could just do vanadium steel and stainless steel, because I'm going to need more stainless steel than anything else probably. I don't know. Let's make Kanthal though. That'll be our more important one. Now we need hot kanthal ingots, which is kanthal dust, which requires chrome. All right, no, we're just going to do this. Chrome, aluminum, and iron dust. So let's see where our iron dust is. So we'll do a stack of that. We'll grab a stack of our aluminum. And then we'll just macerate our aluminum, I guess, and turn it into aluminum dust. I never thought that I would actually want to do that. And also, as you can tell, I turned on shaders. The main reason for that is it's a good reminder of how the base looks like absolute trash. And so I think it'll hopefully make me actually want to fix up the base a little bit. Who knows? That might backfire and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I love how dingy it is. It's so rustic." You never know. You never know. But we're just gonna do a full stack of, well, no, let's do half a stack of Kanthal. I think that'll be better. And then how much do we have? We have enough for half a stack. I'm sure that there's other stuff that we can make out of the aluminum. Why no work? All right, now what do we need to cool down the Kanthal? Because so we're going to get hot Kanthal from the EBF, right? So we need to turn the hot Kanthal with IC2 coolant into Kanthal ingot via IC2 hot coolant. What do we, oh, that's another way of getting the Firestone. Interesting. We're just going to throw this into here. And throw it on... Oh, it doesn't matter. Is it using oxygen? Maybe. Yes. Okay, good. Oh yeah, no. No, that's a long time. So 45 seconds. That's only 20 seconds more. All right. A little go for exaggeration. And then these are going, and we're getting our hot Kanthal. I believe this is hot. Yep. Okay. Well, again, that was so dumb. I believe that it'll burn me, is what I meant to say. Not just that it was hot. I think it's hot. It says hot. Let's try that again. It worked. Woo! You're still not done. That's crazy. Absolutely bonkers work, bro. All right, now let's see how much we actually get from this. Boom. So that's 17 Kanthal. Nope, wrong one. Okay, so it's 144, I think, right? No, 250? 350, something like that. I don't know. Okay, and it is done. We have our first Kanthal. All right, and we have our 8 coolant cells. So there we go. We've got our coolant quest all finished up. Now, if we put this in here, we'll have 8 whole buckets of this to go through. Wait, what? Okay, this is brilliant. So let me demonstrate this for a second. So I'm gonna put all of this into here, and we're gonna grab one of these. All right, so we've got our hot coolant cell, and all this is just a vent and water. And then we put our hot coolant into here, and look at this. It turns it. This is taking a lot longer than it did last time. There it is. It turns it into IC2 coolant. So, like, what the heck? That's so nice. I don't know why the pack doesn't just say that that's an option. It's kind of crazy. That's going to be our best bet for converting our IC2 coolant back into our hot coolant into standard coolant. So that is the plan. I actually don't need that much for upgrading this, because is it 2 or just 1? I think it's just 1 though. It's 8 for 1. Oh, well, that's rough. Now let's see what we need for the integrated logic circuits. We need ruby lens, a red lens, I guess, any red lens, and then green sapphire lens. Now, I don't have exquisite green sapphire, and I don't have green sapphire plates, so I gotta go actually mine some green sapphire real quick. All right, I just went over there, and I have been, I mean, honestly, I think I got this first try. But I got an exquisite green sapphire, so that should allow us to just do that. Wait, what? Lathe. There we go. All right, that's going to take a minute, but then we'll get our wonderful lens that we needed. What other lenses did we need? I don't think I actually looked. So green sapphire and ruby. I have the ruby one. Now let's get started on some of these. Now let's grab our wafers. We're going to do let's just do half a stack of both, right? That's reasonable. And then I'll pull out how much of this. Oh, that's enough for the quest. First kanthal, very nice. That's not good at all. Yay, we got our green one now. Woo! I hope that my mic just completely peaked during that. But let's see here. And wow, how long does it take for one? Okay, 60 seconds. It's a minute each. I'm not sitting here for 32 minutes. Well, how many do I need for the quest? I need 4. So I need to wait for 4 minutes. We only need 1 for this one. So I'm going to do that one first. And we're just going to keep waiting. Now, what I've got going on over here is after the kanthal finishes, we're going to do silicon solar grade poly-Si dust, and we're going to turn those into the same, where it turns it into the hot poly-Si ingots or whatever. And then after we cool it down, we'll be able to turn it. So here, I can just show you. So it turns into hot silicon solar grade poly-Si. It needs kanthal to even do it. All right, and now we have our last kanthal coil block being built up. So what that means is we no longer have to be worried about specifically only copper nickel recipes. So some recipes require a little bit extra, and this is no different. So we're gonna just wait for that, and give me 2 seconds. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take down this bad boy, and let's do a quick little time lapse to make sure that I can do this. All right, now just like it was before, we just do this number. Boom. And we can turn it on, and now it is kanthal tier. So now if we put in these bad boys, oh, is that quicker? I think that might be quicker. I don't know. but that opens up a whole slew of recipes. So this one's just copper-nickel. So that's copper-nickel. Oh, there's just copper-nickel. I thought that there was better recipes with it. Invar. Okay. What do I need kanthal for? Oh, the silicon solar grade thingies. That's right. We're just gonna keep some of the kanthal because, I mean, it doesn't really matter. But what do we need else in order to cook this up so we can just put it on one? So that is going to make our hot silicon solar poly-sci goodies, and we're just gonna leave that go for now. And I gotta go to class, so by the time I'm back, this will be all finished, hopefully. Let's see, it's 2 hours for class, so, or it's more like 3 hours because of transit. Yeah, this might be finished. It should be finished. It should definitely be finished. I'm gonna do 2 stacks of it because you never know how much you'll need. Let's do, no, let's just do 2. We'll do 2. 3, I think, is a bit excessive. We're just gonna do 2 stacks. Throw that other stack right there. So we can just do that. And that will just keep it nice and maintained. So there we go. There's our first hot silicon solar grade poly-sci ingot. So we can go like that. And that actually won't go because I need to leave and I can't baby that. But, oh, that feels so good. That feels amazing. All right, everybody, we are back and everything has ran through. And actually, we've gotten to the point where we have just platinum metallic, platinum metallic powder going through. And I just have to macerate these into their, you know, dust counterparts because I can't combine them without them being dust. So we have a bit of a problem. The problem is that, well, it's actually not more efficient for us to do SMD resistors. Now, if we look at the SMD diodes, the SMD diode is 16 platinum wire and 1 gallium arsenide dust with, you know, 576 liters of polyethylene. That gives us a stack. The problem is that 1 gallium arsenide can give us 16 of the wafers. Now the wafers, if we had tantalum, which we currently don't, so it's not a huge deal, but if we just use fine annealed copper wire, we get 4 per. So we get 16, multiply that by 4, we get a stack each. So this is actually just as efficient as our, well, no, it's actually still more efficient because we don't use as much polyethylene. So we save on polyethylene if we do it this way. No, we use more polyethylene with this one because it's 144 each for 4. This is 576 for a stack. So if we want to save on polyethylene, we would go this way, but I just made a whole bunch of polyethylene. I'm not that worried about it. So I'm going to grab the fine annealed copper wire. I don't know. I'm debating. It would save on polyethylene. And then we could, yeah, you know what? Because we need these wafers anyway for the future to make like the integrated logic circuits as well. Saving money. Isn't that wonderful? Okay, I'm gonna wait on that and I will R&R. Okay, and I got the silicon plates. Blah, blah. Words are hard. So we got the silicon plates, and then we can just use those with tin wire. All right, and that's 16. So we can grab that. Whoa, not that one. Whoa. Now which one do we take? honestly, these are kind of mid. So I'm like, I don't know about that one. We'll figure that out later. And by the way, did you ever try looking at the ORDICT for circuits? You can tell what tier they are from that. Primitive, basic, good, advanced, etc. Okay. Now make your good circuits. All right, now I'm looking at some of this stuff that we have, and I'm wondering, would it be a good idea to automate the process of creating integrated logic circuits? I'm thinking it might be, because these are actually really cheap. So they take the integrated logic circuit, right? So if we did these, and we did circuit board, integrated logic circuit, resistor, SMD resistor, right? SMD diode, and then these. So if we just did all of this automagically, we wouldn't have to worry about it. Like 90% of the stuff working. So I'm kind of sitting here wondering, you know, should we just automate, do my plan of having a rubber upgrade so it can only hold a stack, right? And we just do that for the whole process of making LV circuits. Feeling cute, might do that. The only problem is that I would need to get a, where is it at? It's in here, diamond spike. We would need these. All right. Oh, I'm a little worried about this. We're going to try and get my stuff back. I got knocked off by a lovely zombie piglin. I'm so happy to have met him. I don't know why it was aggroed either, but that's whatever. So I'm going to do /home. So we've got silicon, we've got that. Now I just need to grab some polyethylene. There we go. Nope, like that. And you need... No, stop. Okay, grab that. I did just waste a cetane boosted cell, but that's okay. We're just going to disconnect that for now. Okay. And it should be on, where's the, on 2. 6. Oh, very nice. Yay, we got it. Woo! Now we need these bad boys, which is fine gold wire, diode, resistor. Ah, dang nabbit. There we go. Beautiful. What I like to see. All right, and here we are. We have all of our required good integrated circuits, and that's perfect because we ran out of silver bolts. So that's unfortunate. But let's do this bad boy. So that's transistor, fine electrum wire, and then my good circuits. I need 8 of these. Oh, and it's a 1 to 1, so we'll get 14 from this. And now we can do the advanced circuits. So if we come over here, there we go. We got the quest. Woo! And did that not? Molten plastic. Oh. Okay. Well, let me just do that real quick. That should be all of it. Yes. Yes. And now we have access to high voltage. Let's go. Yeah. Oh, it's because it requires... That's a lot of stainless steel. Holy guacamole. Oh. We might need to automate that like now, or like yesterday actually. Dang. We also need to automate this like yesterday too, so that's unfortunate. Polyethylene is very pricey. All right, everybody, we are back. And real quick, let's talk about a few things that I did. I did a few things off camera. I did do the high voltage machine hole. Cue a video of me making that, because hopefully I did that on camera. Yes. Yes, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. What's the first thing that it wants me to do? Wants me to do this. Unfortunate. Pretty sure I did. But I cut out all of these shenanigans. So we have a cultivated princess with some cultivated drones and some honeycomb. To make a cultivated princess, it's pretty easy to do. It's just a common drone. Or no, it's a common drone, yeah, and a forest drone. And you have a 12% chance of getting a cultivated drone. I need it for the noble drone, which is used for a whole bunch of other ones. I think the Imperial one is the one that we want, but that means we have to go down over here as well. I'm mostly just trying to get some of the drones just so that we don't have to get them later, because they're kind of annoying to get. And then I was going to try to make the engine booster for the high voltage stuff, but it's a little annoying to do because we need this advanced heat vent, which requires industrial diamond. And the only way to get industrial diamond, it's very unfortunate, you need a coal chunk, which is compressed coal, right? Yeah. Compressor, yeah. Okay. So we need a coal chunk, which requires compressed coal ball and a block of coal. And coal ball is just flint dust. Oh wait, I can make that right now. I think we might actually be able to make this. Give me a second. I'm gonna get all the stuff for that. And I think that I actually thought that it was just a standard vent as well. And so I have a whole bunch of regular vents just sitting around. So that's pretty cool. So like, you know, that system will be able to do a whole bunch. But let's grab that. So we have quite a bit of silicon solar grade poly-Si ingots, which is pretty sick. And I'm trying to remember if there's anything else that I'm missing. I don't think so. But with our first high voltage machine hole, I'm thinking, I mean, I guess the first thing we have to make is not an auto workbench. Okay, chances are it's going to be something like a turbo combustion generator, but it does take a lot of stainless steel. And so I think that the process for making stainless steel needs to be automated a little bit. Now, I'm going to end this episode here, but next episode, I'm actually going to automate the process of making at least low voltage circuits. Low voltage circuits, we're going to go for, if I can find the recipe. So we're going to automate the process of making the integrated logic circuits. That's because we can just use the SMD resistors, fine copper wires, SMD diodes, and all of this stuff with an integrated logic circuit as well. And obviously soldering alloy too. And we can use it to make the integrated logic circuits. The reason that we want to do that is because we can use it for the upgraded version, which is the good integrated circuit. I think technically you can do it with any of them, right? No, okay, so it has to be that one. So that's good to know. And then I don't think that we can upgrade with the microprocessor. So the microprocessor is a little bit cheaper with just 2 transistors, SMD capacitor. Actually, I don't think we can make capacitors yet. Yeah, that's, aluminum. We could make them. It's just, they're a little pricey. So I want to automate making polyethylene. And I also want to automate making the bolts and everything like that, because it's kind of annoying. So let's finish there, and I'll see you in the next episode. Was there anything else that I'm missing? I don't think that I did anything else of importance. These are just a bunch of advanced combustion generators going into an advanced world accelerator. What I'm thinking I'll do is I will just use a high voltage combustion generator and use what's called a transformer. So if we look at this, there's high voltage power transformer, which turns high voltage, I believe, right? Oh, that turns EV. Okay, so high voltage, and it turns it into medium voltage. And then we can do that once again to turn medium voltage into low voltage. So, and it doubles each time. So 2 amps, and so it accepts 16 amps and outputs 64 amps. So with this, we can send out, I believe we could do 8 amps, right? Something like that. And it'll be pretty nice. And we won't have to worry about, upscaling or anything like that. And then we can do a whole bunch of world accelerators, and these bad boys will just be able to we'll be able to burn through our bees, because that's kind of the only way to do that easily is via world accelerators. So I will see you all in the next episode. Bye-bye.